All right, guys, welcome back to another little video. This is a weekly update from Mark, your table tennis player, coach, mainly enthusiast at this stage. Yeah, back for a little weekly update. So this week's all about planning, really, I think. So planning in a grand sense, on and off the table, I think it's super important for everybody to have a plan and to know roughly what they're going to do, what the feel is like week in, week out, day in, day out, and exactly what we're trying to strive for. So that's a bit dual-sided for table tennis for me, because we've got obviously the personal plan of what I want to do personally in table tennis. And we've also got the collective plan of what Keynsham wants to do in table tennis. And by Keynsham, I mean Keynsham Table Tennis Club, where I was at tonight, and also the Keynsham League teams. So without any further ado, our Keynsham League teams. It was Cup Week this week, or it should have been the Bath Closed Championships or Open Championships, whatever we call them, Bath Championships. But yeah, we had one cup game to fulfill. That was the C team. They bowed out of the cup last night in a 5-4 loss, very close one to a team in their division. Forgive me, I forget which team it was actually. But no, it was what particularly pleased me about that, and this is where planning has actually come to the forefront, is that we fielded a team of Alex, Tux and Esther. So all three players have come through Keynsham Table Tennis Club in the last few years. So Alex Zikos was one of our original members, came and joined us as a young teenager back in, well, before COVID times. He's now in his early 20s, back working in the area, and he's been in the league for the last 2-3 seasons now, I think it is, Alex. So he did exceedingly well. He got 2 wins on the night. Then Tux, very tricky left-hander with an absolute huge backhand. He's about my age. He joined table tennis a few years ago with us here on Thursdays. Managed to persuade him to do the league. This is his second season in the league now in Bath Division 2. He's come on leaps and bounds from where he was to start with, as you'd imagine you would. It shows that anybody, even if you're in your 30s or late 30s, that you can do well in a sport and really thrive in a nice community that we have here. And then lastly, Esther. Esther joined the league for the first time this year, 17-year-old kid from the local area. Her brother Matthew used to play, he's gone off to uni now. But yeah, she's come on and been player of the match countless amounts of times already this season. Absolutely fantastic, Esther, to see you succeeding in such a way. But all three of them, I couldn't be prouder of them. And that's all come from planning and foresight and careful introduction into competitive table tennis. And yeah, just absolutely stoked for them. Got to the quarterfinal, obviously lost in the Restricted Cup, and best of luck to those teams still in that competition. Our B team, I think, are in one of the other quarterfinals. They've got their game in a few weeks' time against an opponent. But yeah, they played last week in Oldfield, that game on the Thursday from last week's update, and managed to come through that with a 27-something win. Pretty comfortable win for them. Chris was telling me all about it today at the session. Then tonight's session was awesome. I guess on the planning phase, it's that constant social media reminder. So we had a new Phil, not the Phil that came last week, but a new Phil that came this week. So again, he was a big badminton player for the last 50 years, he was telling me. He's had some very nice Yonex gear on, actually. But yeah, he came for the first time tonight, thoroughly enjoyed it. He's going to be one of these players that dips in and out due to family and sort of commitments like that. So yeah, good to have him along. Well, good to have you along, Phil. Address you directly. Thanks for coming, and yeah, I'm glad you found us on Google and on Facebook. But yeah, like I said, that's part of the plan tonight. We also had Elias came with William and Sydney tonight for the first time. So yeah, again, it's spreading that word of mouth, that social media, having that presence, putting your number, your contact details out there on Google, on different platforms. Again, you can tell my age because it's all about Facebook for me. But yeah, it's really good. And yeah, so the planning then for myself to play table tennis is that I've signed up to the Bath Championships. I'm committed to playing in the Bath Open, which is for the best players in Bath and me. That's the wrong mindset to have, by the way, but that's coming in the plan. And then also in the handicap competition. So it's funny, actually. I played Adi Deo on Monday night down at St. George. So I went for a little knock this week to try and keep my eye in the game, because I'm not really playing too many league games this season. But yeah, I played Adi Deo, and according to the Bath Cup committee, me and Adi Deo were very similar ranked players, despite the rankings being horrendously out. I've dropped down to about 130 in Bath, about 230 people. It's shocking, but I haven't won a game in like 2 years. But anyway, I was supposed to play him, and so in the handicaps, we were both on a 3, I think it was. Mine got reduced to a 4. Not that I needed it because I didn't personally play in the handicap comp this year. But anyway, so I said to Addy, let's play our game. I'll start 1 point up against you and see what the result is. Can you guess what the result was? 21-14 to Addy Deo. So I would have needed a 7 or an 8 point start against him to even make it competitive. That's that's how much I've fallen down the wayside. But anyway, this is where the individual plan comes in. So it's a big day for me tomorrow. I won't say what it is, but there's a big day for me tomorrow. And then starting Saturday, we've got a good 2 months, about 8 weeks before the championships comes into play. So that's where we're going to announce this mini series on Saturday. I'm going to film my first video for it, a series of mental, physical, habit changing, lifestyle changing bits and pieces for me to make sure that I'm in the best possible condition to go through and play in these championships. And what I want to do is bring you guys along with me, because I'm going to be asking as many different table tennis people in the local area and even wider afield if I can get some Instagram DMs out to a few people and ask them to pop on and have a little Zoom call with me and record it. But yeah, going to ask as many people as I possibly can as to, tips on mentality, on shot play, on fitness, on diet, everything like that. So not just strictly table tennis players, could be absolutely anybody. So yeah, and that plan really came to life when I spoke to Smiley Sam today, Sam Jones, who comes to our club. So he is, he's very into his health and fitness, looking to do his sort of PT qualification, stuff like this. So he may be one of the people I'm speaking to. But yeah, that's where I first aired my plan, and that's where now I need to keep accountable with you guys. So drop a comment to say if you'd like to see that series, and to give me any tips that you have on mentality, fitness, shot selection, anything like that. Especially people that know me. I think that's the only people watching these videos, the ones that actually know me. But it could be from further afield. If you're from the US or from India or wherever it could be in the world, then drop me a comment as to what you'd do. If you had 8 weeks, what would you do to try and get in the best shape you can for these championships? But yeah, that's the kind of fun thing I'll be working on. Still got a bunch load of videos to put out for Operation 2.0. But yeah, no update for that this week, because obviously there's no league games going on. So yeah, we're waiting to see as to how many points we are behind our target. But anyway, guys, part of this is that I need to get to bed earlier to be ready for all these plans and exciting bits and pieces. So I'm going to call it there. But whatever you do this weekend, make sure you get to a table, pick up a bat and play. And I'll see you all in the next one. But yeah, thank you very much. Cheers. Bye-bye.